Hey lovelies, my name is Noria and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the Drunk Elephant skincare line. So mainly looking at it as what I use it as a complete system, what products I liked. For the past month and a half, I've been using pretty much Drunk Elephant exclusively. I've only incorporated maybe a few other products and I'll explain why. But I feel like that kind of gave me a good sense of what products I liked, which ones I didn't, and just again overall thoughts as a whole. So if you guys already know, Drunk Elephant is on the higher end price wise when it comes to skincare products, so I'm going to take that out of kind of, I say I'm going to take it out, but I'm going to try not to let that sway my opinions when it comes to some of these products, because I feel like some of it is overpriced? Absolutely. But as you'll see in this video, it has not stopped me from purchasing more stuff. So it is what it is. Brand as itself, like overall thoughts, I like the skincare routine as a whole. However, I look at Drunk Elephant, especially after using it for about a month, I look at it more as a treatment than an actual skincare regimen I would follow. Just because the sheer amount of products, and then my biggest gripe with the line in general is this, that it didn't really introduce a lot of moisture into the routine. I found like within the first 3 days I had to add in some products because my face was just drying out so much. And mind you, this was probably early August, I think, when I started the first full month, and then I did a little bit into September, and then I started doing other stuff. But even then, when it was still warm outside and more consistent in temperature, I found that moisture was just not there. So I end up having to, one, add a toner, because Drunk Elephant doesn't have a toner, add an essence, and then a facial spray that I've used in between certain steps because, again, my face was just dry. I will say, after I've added in those three, like in combination, it got better. The whole experience got better. So overall, yes, but again, as treatment, not so much as like my go-to staple line, because also, even though I said I wasn't really going to factor in price, I am. It's because buying all this stuff, especially if I would have gotten the full size, would have been a little pricey. So that's where I stand on that. So to keep everything short and sweet, I'm basically going to put all the products in one of two categories: either pass, meaning I would not purchase it again, or buy, something I could see myself purchasing again if the need arised, or if I just happen to want the product again. So starting off with the Slay Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser, would not repurchase. I felt that it was just too thick, it was too much to emulsify, and then too much to take off. It's just, if you're not someone who wears, or unless you're someone who wears like a lot of heavy makeup, I feel like you can pass by that one. If you do light makeup or just have sunscreen or something on, just save yourself the time. There are better and cheaper cleansing balms. Kind of going into the dual, they have the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum and then the C Firma Fresh Day Serum. We're going to start with Be Firma first. This one is pretty much advertised to add to any of the other serums or moisturizers and adding hydration and blah blah blah. When it is mixed with other products, it is amazing. However, on its own, it does pretty much nothing, and for that price point, I would expect the product to be able to stand on its own, and I just personally felt that it didn't. Again, my whole concern with this whole line was that there wasn't really moisture given. So would I repurchase? No. C Firma, ironically enough, asked me a couple years ago, this would have been 100% keep buying again, keep buying again. However, when they had to reformulate and then they separated the powder from the liquid and then made it so the consumer had to add it in themselves, opening up room for spillage and just issues there, that kind of made me not a big fan of it anymore, especially since the price didn't change. Actually, I think the price went up a little bit. So it's like you introduce area where it could be contaminated. The consumer may accidentally spill something, and it's just like, no, not for that price point. I understand that you had to reformulate or whatever, but that kind of knocks it down for why I would repurchase it now. Cult favorite is the Proteini polypeptide cream. I cannot stand this stuff. Not, okay, that was a little harsh. I don't like it because, at least for me, they're like, I think this is advertised for like normal combo oily skin. It provides like no moisture. Like this underneath my sunscreen did okay on its own. No, my face would be dry within like an hour or so. So it just didn't provide enough moisture to lock everything in, so would not be repurchasing this. Last but not least is the Mighty AF Eye Balm. Only reason I would not repurchase is just because there are so many other eye creams out there that feel just as good, as not better, if not better, and way cheaper. Love the packaging, absolutely love it. I do love the texture of this stuff, but I would not pay that much for an eye cream. Like, this was gifted to me and I'm happy I got to try it, but would not be repurchasing it on my own. So products that I would repurchase if the need ever arises: the Erase Milky Micellar Water. Love this stuff, especially on days where I wasn't really wearing makeup. It was just like a sunscreen day, light eye makeup. I thought this did pretty good. I feel like the price point is pretty on average with some other brands, so I did like this, and yeah, I would repurchase it. 110% repurchase would be their cleansing bars. So the Peaky bar and the Juju bar, I absolutely love the Juju bar. Mind you, I did this whole 30 days, I believe, in August. I am still using these. My Peaky bar is almost gone, but my Juju, I probably still have like another month on that. And this is just the travel size. So I used these bars maybe a couple of years ago, stopped using them, and I pretty much fell back in love with these. So 100% would recommend. Although I didn't use it during this rotation, their jelly cleanser is also pretty good as well. Going into some of their serums, so I'm just gonna break these two together. Basically, it is the Proteini Power Peptide Resurf Serum and then their TLC Fan Boost Glycolic Night Serum. This one came first. This one came either last year or this year, one of the two. And basically the Proteini Peptide is basically a milder version of the TLC. I'm kind of at that point in my journey where I don't really need these, so this one has come in handy when I just want a lighter treatment days, and if I feel like my skin is getting rough, this is pretty good. So I do like these serums. I do feel like you can get away with just getting the smaller sizes of them. But yeah, have nothing bad to say about those. I would repurchase if the need arose. So moving on to their retinol cream. This is probably one of my favorite retinol creams that I've used to date. I do wish it wasn't as pricey. However, I will say the mini lasts a while. So especially if you're getting new to retinol or you still haven't gotten to the point where you're using it every night, might want to give this a try. The mini size, little goes a long way. And yeah, I like it. Backtracking to their TLC baby facial, I absolutely love this stuff. It took everything I had not to buy the bigger one again this year. I've had it before, and even using it, I would say buy the mini version because one, this stuff will last you a while. I think the one I had, the big one I had, lasted me for like a year and a half. So you could get away with getting the mini one, and yeah, it's probably one of my favorite masks. I think it is one of my favorite resurfacing masks to this day, so I will definitely repurchase this, but I would probably just get the mini version. Moving on to the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial. At first, I didn't really like this. I don't know why, I just did it. I guess I wasn't using it right. I think I was trying to use it on its own, which, I mean, you can do, but I just felt like it wasn't thick enough. However, applying it after your moisturizer, after all your serums and everything is done, I'd say this is pretty good. Just like, I know the instruction was like add 4 to 5 pumps. I think that's way too much, especially if you're doing other stuff on top of it. I just use about 2 pumps. It lasts a while, and it always gives like that hit your face with water sensation afterwards, so I would repurchase this. And last but not least is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I absolutely love this stuff. So I know this one, I think, originally was advertised as a night cream. I like it all times of the day, morning, evening, doesn't matter. It is probably one of my favorite moisturizers that I have repurchased, despite it being, I think it's $60 or $65 or something like that. It's definitely not cheap, but I have repurchased this probably like 3 times since I started using it, and I've gone back to like try to use this one, and I'm sorry, but the Lala Retro will forever be my favorite. I think I still have a full-size unopened one in my drawer that's like backup. So yeah, this is top tier and one of my favorite moisturizers to date. And just a little bonus for everyone, if going into this, if I say you were pretty new to Drunk Elephant and you just wanted some recommendations, the top 3, my top 3 to start with, or to introduce yourself to the brand if you're just looking for a specific product. We're counting the 2 bars as one because they come in a mini size, but the Peaky bar and the Juju bar, these are just amazing for cleansing your skin and getting a light exfoliation if you need it. I would highly recommend the mini size of the TLC Baby Facial, especially if you're looking for a resurfacing mask. I feel like this is like in the middle of the road with intensity when it comes to certain masks, and I've just loved my experience with it. And you already know I'm going to recommend the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. Now again, you kind of base on the creams based on your skin's wants and needs, but I just found that this one just does everything and checks all the boxes. So that is it. Those are my thoughts on Drunk Elephant. Are they on the pricier end? Yes. Are there cheaper stuff that works just as well or not better? Also yes. Does that stop me from buying new stuff? Absolutely not, because I end up buying their, I think this is their acid, their good acids or something set. Granted, I mainly bought it because of the peach. I can just put this up as a decoration. So I do like the brand, and if it is within your budget, definitely give some of them a try. Their minis do go a long way, so don't feel like you have to go out and buy the full size of these. I would actually not recommend that until you find out that you really love the products. And after using everything for a month, the only thing I would buy a full size of is the Lala Retro. Do I like the other stuff? Yes, but I feel like you can get away with just using the minis. So just use the minis and save yourself a couple of bucks. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe so you know what videos are coming next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.